Well, we certainly would have taken a draw before the game last night, but in a way, it's kind of disappointing, really, to come away from Lisbon with a draw. And that seems like an utterly ridiculous statement to make. Look, I'm happy with the draw, really proud of the boys and their fantastic performance, a performance of fight, performance of guts, performance of real determination. Certainly a performance that we wouldn't have seen at the start of the season under Michael Beale. Philippe Clement really has transformed this team. And as he said in his post-match press conference, he was very proud of his team and what they achieved tonight, but a little disappointed they didn't score a few more goals. He said we're very close to making the dream, the miracle happen of winning the first Europa League game against Benfica at the Estadio de la Luz. Look, Benfica, even though they had some absolute world-class players and a budget far in excess of Rangers, certainly did not outclass Rangers in the slightest. And I think, given the fact as well that is not even our strongest lineup, that we were missing, obviously, attacking players like Abdallah Sima, Oscar Cortez, Rabi Matondo, and a number of other players who were out injured, Todd Cantwell, especially at this moment in time. It is an exceptionally encouraging performance and a huge, huge leap forward from that defeat against Motherwell at the weekend. And certainly, if Rangers were to go out and play like that for the remaining games of the SPFL season against any team, whether it be that lot from across our city or whoever, I would put them to the sword. I can't see them living with us. Philippe Clement named a very interesting side. I think he pretty much named the most strongest side he could name with the players he had available to him. Jack Butland starting in goal. We will touch on Jack Butland. The back four of Tav, Goldson, and I want to touch on Connor Goldson. John Suter, Ridvan Yilmaz, who for me was one of the two men of the match. Lundstrom, who I thought was poor tonight. Diamande, who I thought looked quality, and he looks to be a really good player for the future. Lawrence in the 10 roles, Sterling on the right, Silva on the left, and Dessers up front. We did get to see it later on in the game, Jack, Roof, Raskin, and McCausland and McKinnon. Nice to see Cole McKinnon getting on for his European debut. Now, overall, a game that really was end-to-end, a real attacking game, a real game that was quality with two teams that clearly wanted to play football. Although I've got to say some of the diving and some of the antics of the Benfica players was absolutely disgusting, particularly Angel Di Maria, who in my opinion was exceptionally lucky to stay on the pitch. Booked in the first half, a lunging tackle in the second half on John Suter, I think really should have been rewarded with a second yellow and an early trip to the changing rooms for Di Maria, but the referee chose not to give it. Now, Rangers started the game, pretty positively with an excellent goal from Tom Lawrence. It was a fantastic move, an absolutely superb move down the left from the brilliant Fabio Silva to the equally brilliant Mo Diamande, who the cross was just pinpoint excellent, and Tom Lawrence coming running in late from that 10 roll, getting over the ball and heading it beyond the Benfica goalkeeper to give us a 1-0 leader. Absolutely fantastically worked goal. And, it was interesting, wasn't it, that the best two moments of skill, the best two moments of goal-scoring prowess were from Rangers on the night. Both Benfica's goals had an element of luck about them. I mean, yes, Jack Butland did pull off some absolutely outstanding saves, a double save in particular to deny Cabral. So overall, Jack Butland did, do an exceptional job of keeping us in the game. And I think, without Jack Butland in our goal, we could have conceded a couple of more. But Jack was absolutely outstanding tonight. And, really proving that he is absolutely world class. His saves, his reactions, but not only that, the way he commanded his area, the way he commanded his defence and demanded from them what he wanted. Now, I thought he was exceptionally unlucky on the penalty and on the second goal. We will talk, obviously, about Benfica's goals as well, but I thought Jack was brilliant last night against Benfica. Absolutely superb. Now, the equalising goal came the way of a penalty. I've got to say, as Philippe Clement was talking about in his presser the other week, talking about the whole handball debate, and it's become increasingly complicated. And what is a handball? What isn't a handball? It's almost like, as Philippe Clement says, the players need to run around like penguins now. But, that's what it's getting to. By the very letter of the law, and I know that lot across the city won't agree because they know nothing about football, but that was not a penalty. The very definition of the law, that you head the ball onto your arm. If it isn't to gain an advantage, like, for example, to score a goal or something like that, therefore it is not a handball, or to deny the ball going in the net, and it was not going in the net. So therefore, it is not a penalty. Now, by the strict rules of the law, that was not a penalty. So I don't know what John Suter is supposed to do, how he's supposed to stop the ball from hitting his hand or his arm when he's up there heading it like that. It is a physical impossibility. And I think there is a massive sense of confusion as to what is handball and what is not handball in the game anymore. I think this really does need some sort of work over the summer, over the off season by FIFA and UEFA to clear up this complete farce of handball and not handball. It's getting to the point now where you can smash the ball at someone, and if their arm is remotely away from their body, it'll be a penalty, which is just utterly against the rules of the game. Now, for me, not a penalty in the slightest. Benfica very lucky to get it back to 1-1. Now, what was exceptionally encouraging, though, was the way that Rangers, rather than, letting that get to them and thinking, oh, God, here we go, this is it, they're going to be back in this game, they're going to be firing on all cylinders and coming after us. That's not what they did. They fought straight back. And again, an absolutely fantastic ball across, turned into the back of the net for his first goal in professional football by the outstanding Dujon Sterling. I thought Dujon was absolutely brilliant on the night. He played so well, marauding up and down that right wing. It's not his natural position. He is naturally a defender or a defensive player, but to go forward and do what he did down that wing, and at times battling, fighting, running through players, a just reward for Dujon Sterling. An absolutely brilliant finish, ghosting in. Even though the goal was VAR reviewed, and Benfica complained about it for a foul on their keeper. Their keeper was just indecisive, took Goldson out, in fact. And then the ball in was brilliant. A great time run from Sterling, not to be offside, to score an outstanding goal. I thought, again, 2-1. And at that point, going in at half-time 2-1, it was an outstanding first half display. A real display that the boys could be proud of. And I'm sure Philippe Clement said as much at half-time. Now, second half, as expected, Benfica came back into it. They came at us. They made life difficult for us. There were still chances we had to score goals. And Silva in particular pulled a fantastic save out of the Benfica goalkeeper in the second half. I thought Fabio Silva playing on the wing was absolutely brilliant. The way he held the ball up, the way he went at players, the way he went round players, where he worked the ball, at times would hold the ball up and let players catch up with him. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, showing, why he is the class of that £35 million player that he is. Now, okay, part of it is that he is an ex-Porto player and as such hates or will hate Benfica and want to get one over on them. So I'm sure that was playing on his mind, but I thought he was absolutely outstanding tonight and very unlucky not to score to make it 3-1 to Rangers. Now, the equalising goal came the way of a in-swinging free kick from Angel Di Maria. Just, again, a ball that was probably either going to go to Butland or out of play, that was not even a threat. And Connor Goldson goes and heads it into his own net. I think worth remembering, this is the second time that Connor Goldson has done that this season. So that's 4 goals, identical goals given away, and 2 own goals now in European ties. Connor Goldson is a liability. He is an absolute liability. I mean, what he is doing there, God only knows. He needs to have more awareness of what's around him and realise that all he needs to do is duck under the ball. It will go out, danger over, and Rangers go on to win that game 2-1. And I think that's what makes it a little bit disappointing, that result. Yes, it is an outstanding result. Yes, it gives us every opportunity in the next leg, and we'll talk about that at the end, near the end of the video. But overall, you've got to say, Connor Goldson, what the bloody hell are you doing? You are an absolute mug. You are a liability. And I still read, though, fans defend this player. Fans still sticking up for him. And I read tonight some of the ratings, he defended like a lion. I thought he was absolutely fucking shocking, if I'm being honest with you. And that own goal just kind of summed it up. Connor Goldson is a liability, an absolute liability. Personally, I would drop him for Sunday's game and play Suter and Balogun at the back. I just think the guy, he's got a mistake in him. He was to blame for the goal in the European final. He's got a mistake in him all the time, and that mistake often costs us. And I thought tonight that own goal from Connor Goldson was just an absolutely ridiculous decision that he made. Real poor decision making from Connor Goldson. Really let himself and the team down. Overall though, you've got to say a fantastic performance from the boys. Some superb performances. I thought Ridvan Yilmaz at left back was absolutely outstanding. Kept the very dangerous Angel Di Maria very quiet, looked good going forward, good at the back. was solid, strong at times, good in the air as well. I thought Ridvan was absolutely outstanding. I thought Mohamed Diamande was also absolutely brilliant as well. You know, he really looks like a class player. Player that can buy himself time, a player that can tackle and fight for the ball, but can still carry it forward, can create with a pass, a real all-round midfielder. Just looked very, very good as well. I thought Sterling was excellent on the right, absolutely brilliant. I thought Dessers ploughed alone for up front. He got no service, but worked extremely hard tonight. Tab didn't have the best of games, I suppose. Suter was very good at the back, I thought. Lunny was sloppy at times. You know, a couple of times he gave the ball away in unnecessary areas. I thought Tom Lawrence was excellent again tonight. Again, showing the class that he has, and was lucky not to score another goal, a shot from distance that was saved by their goalkeeper. So, you know, overall, you've got to be really confident with this result going into the return leg at Ibrox, you know, taking them back there when realistically, you know, the only moments of great football to open defences and score goals tonight were from us, from Rangers. Their two goals were one a dodgy penalty, and secondly, a Connor Goldson own goal. You know, they didn't actually score a goal that they created themselves. You know, we know what Ibrox is like on a European night. We know that Ibrox is rocking. We know the crowd will be bang up for it. You know, we've got a great chance now to progress to the next stage of the Europa League, to the quarterfinals, when then obviously from there, anything is possible. You know, obviously you want to avoid Liverpool, who won 5-1 away in Prague tonight. They were absolutely outstanding. They'd actually watched the game before the Rangers game. But overall, you know, a brilliant performance. Very proud of the boys tonight. Very proud of the fight they showed. You know, real sea change in mentality from the lads. Now, it's on to Hibernian in the Cup on Sunday. I think, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what this has taken out of the players tonight. There's going to be a worry that, you know, that maybe some of the players will be suffering, you know, fatigue-wise. You know, they've obviously got to get home. We've got Friday and Saturday, and then the Cup game is Sunday evening. So, you know, there's still a lot riding on this. And look, at the end of the day, it's going to be tough. Of course it is. You know, Hibs will be bang up for it. It's away. We're coming off the back of a difficult European night. I suppose the worry is always going to be that after a Thursday, can we be up as much on a Sunday? You know, is that going to affect us? And hopefully, you know, the boys can be back and at their best again on Sunday, as they were tonight. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sure Big Phil will have them fully focused and ready to go. But overall, got to say, exceptionally proud of the performance tonight. A fantastic display. Last night by Rangers to beat to draw with Benfica and give us a great opportunity to progress to the next round of the Europa League. I'd love to know what you think. Get your thoughts, comments in the comments down below. And like I said in the video last night, you know, this was just continuing the excellent record we have in Portugal. You know, we really do seem to do very well in Portugal. Some excellent results, as you can see there, since 2005. And there was the defeat in 2022, but overall, a superb record for Rangers. So like I said, let me know what you thought of last night's performance, who your man of the match was. Please vote, obviously, in the community poll on the community tab as to who you think the man of the match was. And also, like I said, drop me comments and let me know what you think. I am a bit behind with the comments. I do apologise. I will catch up as soon as I can. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, if you can smash the sub, that would be utterly phenomenal. And on the way out, two things I always ask of you. Number one is to smash the like, and number two is to remember always, we are the people.